So how's it going, bosses? Hope everyone's having a fantastic June so far. I know it's a little bit late, unfortunately I've been very busy, but I thought it was about time I did my wrap up for May and the best fragrances that I tried through the month of May. So I'm going to be back in just a second with my top 5. So welcome back, you're watching the Luxury Fragrance Boss channel. My name's Scott, of course I am the Luxury Fragrance Boss. Now, as I said, it's been a little bit late coming. Unfortunately, I've been very busy for the first couple of weeks of June, but I thought it was time to do my wrap up of the best fragrances that I tried through the month of May. I didn't get a chance to try, well, being busy, I didn't get a chance to try as many as I would have liked to have done. However, I have tried some phenomenal fragrances, particularly from Terence Hughes and the House of Hermetica, as well as sort of a few others sort of here and there as well. But so let's get into the top 5. Now, the first one I'm going to go with is from the House of Terence Hughes, and it's Tobacco, Oud and Vanilla. Now, the first time I wore this was actually for the, I think it was for the Game of Thrones finale, and I absolutely loved it. I mean, this has got 3 of my favourite notes in anyway, Tobacco, Oud and Vanilla. If you was to stick rum in there, it'd probably be my perfect fragrance. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the rum in there, but this one is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's just a beautiful tobacco vanilla. I mean, I know there's quite a few of those fragrances out there, but there's something about the oud in this that gives it a tiny little freshness to it, and it really makes it a beautiful fragrance. It's a very good lasting fragrance as well. Longevity is fantastic. I've actually got another one that's an absolutely phenomenal fragrance in the top 5 today, which I'll talk about in just well, I'm going to leave that for number 1. But yeah, this one here, I mean, as I said, tobacco, oud and vanilla are 3 of my favourite notes anyway. The full notes of this one though, top notes you got tobacco leaf. In the middle notes you got Madagascan vanilla, tobacco, Turkish rose. The Turkish rose that he uses as well in a lot of his fragrances is such a beautiful, fresh, sort of softer one. It's not the sour rose that I would normally get when I'm smelling them. I mean, it's so phenomenal that I can actually wear his rose fragrance. That's it. It's just rose. So yeah, it's predominantly rose, and I'm comfortable wearing that one. I don't get that really sour, sort of nasty smell that I get from a lot of roses. But yeah, in the base notes, you've got Burmese, oud, and cedarwood. But yeah, producing absolute phenomenal fragrance. So in number 5, we've got tobacco, oud, and vanilla. Now, as usual, when I talk about these fragrances, so far they're only available at a couple of, well, 3 retailers in England, which are Fascinations, Balloon Perfumery, and also on Terence Hughes' website. But I'll stick all 3 of the links below because they are, as I said, they're a little bit harder to find. Now let's get into number 4. Now number 4, it'd be very hard for me to choose between these 2. I've got 2 Hermetica fragrances in front of me right here. And I absolutely love them both. One of them I just did a review on, which was Amberbee, and I think that's the one that I'm going to go for. So bear with me just a second. Let me bring up the base notes for this one. So I mean, this one, if you're looking for a beautiful sort of amber and vanilla fragrance, I know you may notice some kind of theme through my top 5 because quite a lot of them have had vanilla in this month. But yeah, this one is absolutely stunning, sort of beautiful creamy amber vanilla. There's a little bit of freshness at the beginning. I thought it was going to be something like lemon or lime. It actually turned out it was bergamot. But yeah, I mean, overall it's just a nice sort of fresh, very good sort of, I'd say, summer evening fragrance for this one, but definitely a perfect dating fragrance. Somebody commented actually on my review of this one that they plan on wearing this on a date. This one's not massive projection. It's sort of around 1 to 3 feet, so I would say perfect dating fragrance. Very sexy sort of vanilla and amber as well. This one as well is one you could probably share with your other half. Me and my wife absolutely love this one. I know Mr. Cologne 76, he shares this one as well with his other half. Unfortunately, her name's going blank in my mind at the moment. But yeah, they both share this one. So it's, I mean, it really is a very sexy fragrance. Definitely one, as I said, that you can share. I mean, one thing about the Hermeticas as well is I think there's such a good price point for the quality of the fragrance. If there was one that I would compare this one with, Amberbee, for those of you who know that Carna Barcelona, Amber del Sur is one of my favourite vanilla sort of ambery fragrances. This one's very comparable, and it's a lot less in the price point. I think they're 135, I want to say 100, maybe 150 US for the 100 ml. Obviously a lot less than the Carna Barcelona, which I believe is over 200. So, I mean, phenomenal fragrances from all the Hermetica ones. I'm still working my way through the discovery set here. which, as I said in some of their other reviews as well, if you buy the Discovery set, I believe it's $25. Don't quote me for that. It could be 35 or 30. But they will give you credit towards buying a full bottle if you go ahead and so choose to buy one, which I think is fantastic. And I hope that more houses start to follow that, because I think it's a fantastic idea, and it saves you sort of throwing away money and then having to buy the one you love again. Because obviously with Discovery sets, there's going to be a couple, maybe one or two in there that you love, but the rest of them you're probably never going to wear again. So that's my number 4 is Amberbee from Hermetica. Now in number 3, I'm going to one of my favourite houses, the house of Clive Christian, and I'm going to go for a fragrance I wouldn't normally tend to go with. If you're a regular follower of my, or if you're a regular viewer of my channel, you will notice that I'm not the biggest fan of Gourmand fragrances. However, this one absolutely stunned me. The one I'm talking about, of course, is E from the private collection, E for Men, which is their Oriental Gourmand. I absolutely love this one, and it's such a good lasting fragrance as well. I normally find sort of Gourmands tend to be a little bit softer, wear a little bit closer to the skin. I absolutely adore this one. It's got a little bit more power as well than other Gourmands that I've tried. I mean, I'd say going along the same notes as Killian's Black Phantom, maybe Montal's Chocolate Greedy, Greedy or Cafe Intense. It's along those sort of notes. To me, this is a much sort of richer fragrance. It smells to me like somebody's just made I would say probably like a toffee caramel ice cream dessert, and then poured on some nice sort of hot chocolatey or like caramel sauce on it. But yeah, it's just absolutely phenomenal. I wanted to eat myself the whole time I was wearing this, and so did my wife. So it's, I mean, this one really is a beautiful fragrance. I mean, I would happily wear this time of year, but bearing in mind I'm in a climate of 85 to mid 80s degrees all the way round the year, really. So I know a lot of people would prefer normally to wear Gourmands in the winter, but for me that really worked in the summer. And as I said, my wife absolutely loved it while I was wearing it as well. As I said, it's based along the same lines as maybe Black Phantom or Cafe Intense, along those lines. To me, this one's a little bit nicer. If you think of Black Phantom, you take out that coffee note. You got sort of it's got a little bit booziness to it as well, this one. I know Black Phantom's got the rum in it, but this one's got sort of hints of whiskey and also vanilla bourbon in there as well. And you've also got a couple of spicy notes in there. You've got clove and cinnamon. But yeah, I mean, to me, this is just an absolutely phenomenal gourmand. I mean, some of you may know that the last couple of purchases I've made the last purchase I made was actually a gourmand, which was the Widian Limited 71 Extreme, which I'm really looking forward to getting. Hopefully I'm going to get it in the next month or so. I've got a friend going back to the UK. Obviously he's going to post the Rolex fragrance for Albert out there. But yeah, hopefully I can get I can get my parents to post it to my friend, so he can bring it back for me, because they live about 3 hours away from where my parents are. So yeah, in number 3, I've got E from Clive Christian. As I said, if you're looking for a phenomenal gourmand, that's the one to go for. It's not a very talked about fragrance, so definitely get your nose on it, because it is an absolute winner. Now, for my number 2, I'm going to go back to the house of Hermetica. My number 2 is Vertical Oud. This one really took me by surprise. I didn't know what to expect of this one. This one does remind me of one of my very favourite fragrances. It's a favourite fragrance of mine that I haven't purchased just yet. It is a very expensive fragrance. The one that this reminds me of is Amber Sky from Ex Nihilo, which is just an absolute phenomenal powerhouse fragrance. And it's also a real compliment grabber as well. Now, bearing in mind that this one goes for, I think, about 1/3 of the price. This one does exactly the same job, and to me it's so similar that I will probably not go with the Ex Nihilo anymore. I will be going for this one. I got the same compliments from the same people, bizarrely enough, and I didn't really notice the power of this one quite as much as I did with Amber Sky. However, it still attracted people from outside my office. One thing that surprised me with Amber Sky was the fact that it had like a 12 feet projection after sort of 6 or 7 hours when I've been at work. This one, after about 4 hours, some people were still noticing it as they were walking past my office. This was one I could smell long into the night as well, even after my workout and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's a phenomenal fragrance. I mean, many of these, I would say, are many of the Hermetica line, I would say, are quite similar to fragrances that cost around sort of 2 to 3 times the price remind me of fragrances that cost 2 to 3 times the price of these. So I mean, it's definitely a line worth checking out. I think they're phenomenal. And as I said, if you buy the Discovery set, find one you love, and they'll give you credit towards the buying a full bottle. They come in 50ml and 100ml bottles as well. So I think the 50 mils are sort of just under $100. So yeah, phenomenal fragrances for the price. Let's go over the base, the full notes of this one. You got black pepper, rose, saffron, oud, leather, raspberry, and amber. But to me, it's just such a beautiful. I mean, it's a great spring summer fragrance. I really enjoy sort of the fresh notes in this one that I think is the rose that's actually giving it that freshness. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal fragrance. As I said, if you are a big fan of Amber Sky, it's one of my favorite fragrances, as I said, but you don't want to be dipping into that massive price tag that it has. Definitely worth checking out this one. So on to my number one, and this one does actually win by quite a mile. This is one that I've definitely picked up quite a few times over the last few weeks since I've had it. The one I'm going to talk about is Terence Hughes, and it is oud. This is one of the most phenomenal ouds that I've tried, and one of the best priced ouds out there. This one's £145. As I said, with the Terence Hughes line, they're only available in a few places in the UK so far. As I said, I'll post the links below. But this one, it's definitely one of the strongest ouds that I've ever tried. But it's such a beautiful sort of fresh oud as well. This is one that could be worn through the spring and summer months. The one I could probably compare this one to most would be this one right here, the Acqua di Parma Oud, which I've owned for quite a while. My wife bought me for this one for my birthday. But yeah, this is definitely a nice fresh one that you can wear through the summer as well. But this one, if you imagine the Colonia, Acqua di Parma's Colonia Oud and their leather pushed together, that is what you've got with this one. This one's just such an amazing sort of leathery oud, but it's got some freshness, a real sort of freshness to it. That means you can wear this through the summer and the spring months. But yeah, I mean, I really do enjoy this one, and this is one I can sort of smell. I can still smell it on my car seat belt sort of 3 or 4 days after I've worn it. It really is a long-lasting fragrance. Also with the line as well, you can mix it with the rose. I've tried mixing it with, I mixed it with one of the other ones. I'm trying to think of, chocolate rose, chocolate rose and oud. Yeah, and you can mix the rose with them as well, so you can sort of layer some of their fragrances. But yeah, they really bring out sort of something phenomenal in each other. But yeah, this one here, I'm so happy I have this one in my collection. As much as I love the tobacco, oud and vanilla, as I said, they're my favorite notes. But if you're looking for a long-lasting fragrance, one that really is going to stand out and one that you can get is going to get you through the spring and the summer months with a lot of power and smelling very classy, definitely you need to get your nose on this oud right here. As I said, you can definitely add it with other fragrances as well, and you can sort of really use it to sort of bring out the power in other fragrances that you've got. So let's go over the full notes of this one. You've got black pepper, rose, saffron, oud, leather, raspberry, and amber. And as I said, it's just absolutely phenomenal. The most similar one I can think of, as I said, is Colonia Oud from Acqua di Parma. However, I think this one is much better myself, personally. If you have tried both, please let me know what you think. And as usual, please like, comment, and subscribe right below the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on my top 5 this month. As I said, I'm going to be producing a top 10 summer fragrances. Going to have some real freshies in there for you, because I know I do like to wear a lot of warm fragrances all the way through the year, despite the weather here being very warm. But yeah, I'm going to be going through a lot of my fragrances that I've tried over coming up to a year now. I was really happy the other day as well. My channel finally got monetized after about 5 or 6 weeks of being reviewed. It finally got monetized. So so far I'm up to about 30 cents. So yeah, don't forget I will be donating everything that I get from my channel to local charities here in the Cayman Islands. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. So I mean, keep up those views and those likes and everything like that. So hopefully we can earn some money to go to charity. As usual, as I said, please like, comment, and subscribe below. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. You can find me at Luxury Fragrance Boss. That way, keep up to the date with my scent of the day, anything mad that the cats are up to. Besides that, stay smelling fantastic. Look forward to seeing you very soon, and thank you so much for watching.